Hi, my name is Aisha, and welcome to One Elder Speaks. What I wanted to talk to you guys today about was responsibility. When I was younger, uh, growing up, my mom was a very responsible person, and I could see where she would, do everything that she was supposed to do, take on all the responsibilities that she needed to take on, pay all the bills that needed to be paid, save money where it needed to be saved. But I saw that she really wasn't having any fun in life. I mean, she was a single mother, and she was trying to make it in a culture that didn't really value single motherhood back in the 70s. And she was really struggling. It was really hard for her. And I saw what she went through, and I didn't see that she was having any fun, and it made me wonder why in the world I would want to take responsibility for anything. When I grew up, old enough to get out of my mother's home and old enough to go someplace else, I wasn't really the best at paying my bills on time. Back then, you would have a little bit of leeway. They didn't necessarily come turn you off the day after you were late. And that's kind of changed now. But back then, you could float them for a while, and I did as much as what I could, and as much as what I had to, because I wasn't making a whole lot of money, and it was difficult enough, even with roommates and such. And I didn't really pay my stuff on time, and I didn't really save any money, and I didn't really take a whole lot of responsibility for anything that I was doing back then. I just had a good time. And that was okay for that time period. I certainly, it was stressful at times. I certainly had utilities cut off before and had to get them turned back on and pay more money for that. And I had an insurance problem, so got caught without insurance and got my license suspended and had to pay extra money for that. So these things all taught me to start taking responsibility and start paying things on time, up front, when you need to. And then, of course, I had my daughter, and once that happened, then you really have to start taking responsibility, because especially as a single mom, you're the only one. You're the one that's going to make sure that these things happen on time and stuff. And so I did the very best that I could to take on responsibility and to do these things. And as I got more comfortable with responsibility, I began to realize that when you pay your bills on time, you actually do feel better, and it actually does free you up to not have that burden sitting on you for the remainder of the month. You actually had a few days respite before you had to think about it again. And these things taught me that responsibility is actually freedom, as somebody a lot smarter than I said, because it does free you up to take care of other things. It does free you from carrying that debt. Because that debt all sits on you. It really does. And even when you're not thinking about it and you're thinking, I'm just going to go have fun and and just do what I want to do, that debt's still sitting on you, and you think it's not affecting you, but it actually does. So I learned a good deal about responsibility and about being a responsible person and trying to pay things on time and trying to get out of debt and that sort of thing. And that's taught me a lot. And I'm getting there. I'm actually kind of getting there. But now I'm also going to talk to you about another level of responsibility that was not an issue. Apologize for the interruption. Had to go take care of something right away. Taking care of all these responsibilities has really taught me mainly of what I'm capable of doing. What it's really done, I think, is really shored up my self-confidence, because now I can say, I put the effort and I put the commitment into making sure that these things happen, and that these things happen on time as much as possible, and that these things are taken care of beforehand, and that sort of thing. And this has really allowed me to pat myself on the back and understand my strength and understand what I'm actually capable of, which is actually a lot. I can really say that I can make things happen and move in a way that maybe I wasn't aware of before. And so I want you to know that if you take on these responsibilities and these commitments, and you do your level best to make sure that everything works out the way it's supposed to, you're going to be able to reap the benefits of knowing that you're absolutely capable of doing whatever it is that you know say you're going to do. Recently, I've come to realize that there's actually another level of responsibility. And I'm going to share this with you. This is very important. So once you become responsible for all these things, then you realize there's another level. Energetically, we are all connected. All of us, you and I, energetically we're connected. You may think this is crazy, and it might sound that way, but I'm telling you that we are so connected that oftentimes we pick up energy off of each other, and we don't even realize that that's what we're doing. We were trained that that's not possible. We're programmed to think that there's no way that this could happen. But I'm telling you that energetically we are connected, and so we do pick up stuff from each other. So even just by being in the room, let's say you walk into the room and I already have an idea in my mind as to who you are. So automatically I'm projecting onto you who I think you are. And you pick up on that on a subconscious level, but not on a conscious level, because you're told that that's not possible and that that's not something that people do. And so on a subconscious level, you start buying into that same feed that I'm projecting, and you start becoming what I'm projecting you to be. So now I can tell you in my experience that this is real. And that I'm going to now take responsibility for my thoughts. Not just my actions, not just my words, but now I'm going to start taking responsibility for my thoughts. And now I'm going to do my level best to not project onto you who I think you are, but to allow the situation to unfold as it is, and then take it as it is. And to quit and to become responsible for the energy that I'm projecting onto you. Play with this. I have to tell you, I've had a lot of good experience with projecting energy with animals, like giving them pictures. I'm like, you want to get down off there and you want to go out of the room, and I'm going to shut this door, and they're like, they may or may not do it. That's there. But it's like they hear me. It's like I can feel that connection. And a lot of times they will. They'll jump down and they'll go walk out, and I'll shut the door. I don't know why it works. It works. We're all energetically connected. We're all hearing each other at all times. Quit clogging up the lines and understand that that's where we're at. And now we have to start taking responsibility for our energy and for what we bring to the table and for how we're thinking. So the responsibility of being alive, it keeps getting deeper. It's like, oh, I'm responsible for this, my bills. Oh, I'm responsible for my actions. Oh, I'm responsible for my words. Oh, now I'm responsible for my thoughts. I'm responsible for my energy. And in a way, I'm responsible for how you walk into the house. Because I don't, if I'm projecting something onto you and you're picking up on that, then, doing a disservice to both of us. And I'm not allowing this thing to unfold. It's this connection to unfold as it's supposed to. Sorry about all the wiggling. So I want you to know that responsibility, every level just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And I'm sure I'm not at the bottom of where we need to be either. I'm sure there's more levels to be aware of. I just want to make you aware. You work on your bills today. Tomorrow you work on being responsible for your actions and words and deeds and thoughts. You know, I think that's where we're headed. Because energetically we're connected. We know each other. We can feel each other when we walk in a room. Yeah. So I wanted to share this with you because this is newfound information for me. And if you're growing up in this world, this is all going to be stuff that you're going to be dealing with. So, man, I love you. Take care. Universe has your back. Bye.